Aboru aboye aboshisho. The Igbo people say that if you know the beginning well, the middle and the end won't be so frightening. They won't trouble you so much. And I know that to be true. And it reminds me of the beginning of my time of living in the Bay Area. I remember when I got to the Bay Area, it was just after the Orisha Congress had come and gone. And so there was a great buzz in the area, lots of priests and priestesses were still here, and, there was a great surge in the practice. And I went to a lecture that a Nigerian Babalawo was delivering in San Francisco. And it was a, well-attended event. And I remember him, making a very eloquent and well, stated presentation about something in the religion. And I remember my surprise when people started to ask questions. I was sitting in the front. But every time someone would ask a question, it was like you had to duck because a hatchet was flowing over your head the first time, and then a hammer was coming from the left, and then the next question, a machete was, grazing your head, toward this babalawo. And I remember being struck by the questions and the hostility in the room, and also by the decorum of the babalawo. I said, this brother is good. He was very cool. His feathers were unruffled completely. It was the beginning of my stay, so I had the beginner's eye. I could see everything that was going on, but I didn't know any of the people. I didn't know that priest. I didn't know why this dynamic was at play. Well, over the years, I came to meet all of those people, the priest and all of the participants as well. And eventually I came to find out that all of those people, 90% of those people anyway, had recently defected and were disgruntled because they had left another priest's house. And so all of the heavy artillery that they were throwing at this babalawo making the presentation wasn't really directed towards him. It was directed towards somebody who wasn't even in the room. And so I learned a lot about the dynamics and the ways in which unresolved emotions play themselves out in the community. And it's something that I haven't only seen in the Bay Area, but I've seen it and heard it spoken of in many, many places. But because that is where I started, what I saw in the beginning, it doesn't throw me off step in the middle. And it certainly will not throw me off step towards the end. You understand? And so therein lies the value of understanding the beginning. Even if the beginning is hot and contentious, it prepares you for the journey that you're going to have to make in that segment of your life. Okay? Now, the key point of that whole story is that heat and contentiousness are significant because you have to have heat to boil water. But what you got to know is that water will only boil at 212 degrees. Okay? At 212 degrees, water boils. And when water boils, you get steam. Okay? And once you get steam, you got a whole nother level of options because it creates a level of power that is exponentially greater than just hot water. Okay? So if you don't know that going in the beginning, well, when the water gets to 210 degrees, 211 degrees, you're likely to just say it's hot and this is just uncomfortable, I'm ready to stop. But if you know that the water is going to boil at 212 degrees, then you will hold firm until you achieve the end that you aspire to. Okay? So if you're feeling like you're at 210 degrees, you're at 209 degrees, and the water's just been hot for a long time, hold on. Let's look into the situation to find out how close you are to 212 degrees and steam power. And in order to do that, we need to ask Ifa. Aboru aboye, aboshishe.